After a whirlwind romance turned toxic, I encountered my ex's new girlfriend and realized I wasn't ready to move on. Now, with dreams and memories haunting me, is true healing even possible? Long post. Hindi ako magaling magkuwento, pero sana may magbasa dahil gusto ko ng kausap. Hi, I am a 26-year-old female and my ex is a 27-year-old male. Tutung nangyayari ang relapse. Nagkakilala kami noong 2018 bilang mga college sweethearts at tatlong era pa lang kaming nag-usap, pero agad kaming nag-click, parang ang tagal na naming magkakilala, to the point na nararamdaman naming. Sa simula. Inakala ko na hindi kami magkakatuluyan kasi sa panahon na nagkakilala kami, parang isang linggo na lang at alis na siya papuntang Japan. Mula nang kami ay magkakilala, kahit gano pa man kabaday ay maraming senyales na para talaga kami sa isa't isa, basta, ang lalim ng koneksyon. Sa paglipas ng panahon, pinili niya ako kaysa makasama ang kanyang ina sa Japan, kaya umuwi siya, at sa pag-uwi niya, napakasaya naman. Pero naging on and off kami kasi sobrang messed up ng relasyon naman. Hindi niya agad inaman na marami pala siyang naging friends with benefits. Umamin siya nang nag-inuman kaming dalawa dahil gusto niyang maging tapat sa relasyon naman. Sa pagkakataong, iyon ko rin nalaman na kaibigan pa rin niya ang mga friends with benefits niya at friends pa rin niya ang iba sa Facebook. Ang isa sa mga friends with benefits niya ay nag-aya pa rin sa kanya, pero tinanggihan niya dahil andito na ako. Dito na nagsimula ang mga issue ko sa tiwala na sobrang lalala. Beauty na lang at sinabi niya, pero hindi ko matanggap na huli na kasi kung nalaman ko lang, ito noon pa man. Hindi na sana ako nagpatuloy dahil masyado na akong nagmahal sa kanya. Palagi na kaming nag-away at lagi akong naghihinala. Hanggang sa napuno na ng kasinungalingan at pagkapagtaksel ang relasyon naman. Iniwan niya ako upang makahanap ng ibang babi, para kaming nasa kanta ni Olivia Rodrigo na traitor. Tapos ako, pinaprovoke ko siya sa pamamagitan ng mga tao na may gusto sa akin. Hindi ako lumalayo at nagiging kaibigan ko ang mga may gusto sa akin, na ayaw niyang mangyari, na para sa akin, ay hindi makatarungan. Nalayuan niya naman ang mga naging friends with benefits niya, pero era, nagd-break kami, at ad niya ulit ito sa Facebook. Ang relasyon naman ay umabat ng tatlong taon, ang gunit kung suzumahan, parang nasa limang taon na kami dahil sa on and off nga. Nag-break kami ng walong buwan at sa walong buwang iyon, mayroon pa ring komunikasyon. Kung hindi ako ang nagpaparamdam, siya ang nagpaper. May naging friends with benefits din ako. Sobrang nawala na ako at pati ang mga kaibigan ko, nabos. Pero nagbalikan kami at naging okay. Naging live in kami ng isang town, pero dun na naman nag-umpisa ang kanyang pag-alis. Palagi na lang siyang umalis, tipong kapag may kailangan siya, nandiyan siya, pero kapag wala na, nandiyan na siya sa kanyang mga kaibigan, nag-inom. Sobrang nakakapang hinayang, na sa tuwing nag-away kami, nagiging physical na ang labanan dahil sa mga emosyon ko, parang hindi na ako nagfu-function ng mayos. Wala na akong alam kung ano ang tatu at hindi dahil sa mga kasinungalingan. Napaka-clouded na ng isip ko, na napapabayaan ko na ang trabaho at wala na akong mga kaibigan kasi lahat ng ayaw sa kanya, nalayuan ko. Ayoko nang makarinig ng masasamang sinasabi tungkol sa kanya. Sa paglipas muli, nag-break kami at sinabi niya na nawala na ang pag-ibig niya sa akin. Grabe ang pag-iyak ko noon. Nag-beg ako na huwag niya akong iwan, Piro alam ko naming abat sa puntong, iyon bago pa menjari ang lahat. Sinabi rin niya na may mga pangarap siya na hindi niya magawa dahil sa akin. Ngunit hindi natapos dun. Kahit break na kami, nagpaparamdam pa rin siya kahit alam kong may iba na siyang kinakausap. Nang makalala niya ang isang babi sa dating app, katulad ng nangyari sa amin. Ilang era pa lang silang magkakalala. Pero para na siyang sobrang in love na sa babi. Madalas na niyang mini-message ang babi sa Facebook na hindi niya ginawa sa akin noon. Umanam ako dahil sobrang sakit nun. Alam ng Dios kung gaano ko siya kamahal. Ngunit sa buwang relasyon namin, walang nagbago, naging sobrang toxic. Umanam ako at chinat ko ang babi. Nangyalam ako at sinabi ko sa kanya kung paano siya naging boyfriend ko. Ang bagang girlfriend niya ay kumempiyang sa akin at tinuruan akong move on at duman sa tamang proseso upang makapag move on agad. Tapos, young ex ko, chinat din ako. Mahaba ang mensa niya, pero ang natatandaan ko lang ay huwag ko na silang guluhan. Parang, anon clays ito. Bago niya makalala yung babi nung enero, bumati pa siya sa akin ng Merry Christmas. Ibig sabihin, hindi ako naka-move on. Na-hold ang nararamdaman ko sa mga pagpaparamdam niya. Kahit iblock ko siya, hahanap siya ng para makasap ako, at sa tuwing may nakalala siyang iba, ako ang nangagulo, lumapas ang dalawang taon, at sila pa rin. Okay na ako, kahit papano. Masaya na akong nakabangan, pero may part pa rin sa akin na nawala nang nawala siya. Hindi ito drama, ha, kasi tatu ito. Nung wala na kami, masaya naman ako, pero sa kaibuturan ko, parang may kulang, parang may nawala, parang hindi ako buo. Ngayon, nasa Dubai na siya bilang flight attendant sa pinakasikat na airline. Pero sa tingin ko, hindi na mayos ang relasyon nila kasi nung nakarang buwan. Inad niya ang mga kaibigan ko pati ang best friend ko na inaway niya dati. Inunblock din niya ako sa lahat ng account dahil nakita niyang lumita ako sa suggested part ng apps. Kaya blinak ko siya agad sa Instagram, X, Threads, at Facebook. Pero nitong Pebrero. Nag-email siya at nag-send ng screenshot kung bakit niya tinatanggap ang mga resibo ng emails ko. Natawa ako, pero hindi na ako nag-reply. Sinuri ko kung nakabind ang email niya sa account ko at kaya tinangle ko. Tapos, ngayon, madalas na siyang nakasap ang pinsan ko ulit at sinashare kung song bansa siya pupunta. Yun lang ang alam ko. Ang isang kaibigan ko, na paborito kong baker, inad niya rin. Nag-message pa siya sakin at tinanggap naman ng kaibigan ko, medyo nakakainis, pero wala akong masabi. Cam lately. Era ko siyang napapanaginipan na masaya, at ako naman. Gumagizing na umiiyak kasi may part pa ring masakit at nakakalangkat dahil, parang hindi pa nakakalimatan ng puso ko kung paano niya ako hindi pinali, kung paano siya nagli at hindi nagbago para sa amin. Tuwing nagkukwento ang pinsan ko sa akin, sobrang nainis talaga ako. Pero ang pinaka-ayaw ko sa lahat ay ang gigizing akong malangkat at nasasaktan, tapos parang may nararamdaman pa ako para sa kanya. Hindi ko alam kung pag-ibig pa ba ito, pero masakit, nakakalangkat, at nakakayak. Ayoko ng ganitong pakiramdam. P.S. Hanggang ngayon, wala pa akong naging boyfriend, pero online na lang kasi parang hindi pa ako ready sa tunay na koneksyon. Story 2. Class drama turns toxic. I called my bossy friend out and ended up exiled from our group. Now, after her tears and my friend's betrayal, should I focus on moving on or try to fix what's broken? Hello, everyone. My name in the online world is Luna. I am an 18-year-old female pursuing my undergraduate studies. It all started 2 weeks ago. I am currently in my first year at a nearby university. There are 13 girls in my class, including myself. In the beginning, 11 of us, including me, formed a large group. The other two girls, one named A, who is a pick-me girl, and the other girl, P, who chose to be a loner, did not join us. One day, a significant conflict arose during the formation of an activity group. This resulted in 5 girls forming one group and the remaining 6, including me, forming another. Despite this, I maintained a good relationship with the other group. Returning to the topic, my group has been nicknamed the Chaos Girls, slightly cringeworthy, according to the boys in our class. There are 5 others, G, J, B, M, and K, along with me, Luna. K and I are bench partners, sitting at the second to last bench in our classroom. In front of us are B and M, and ahead of them are G and J. I experienced a breakup a few months ago, right after graduating from high school. He was one of my best friends before we started dating. When things ended due to a major misunderstanding, I lost both my best friend and my boyfriend. I was incredibly devastated because it was entirely my fault. I had previously been in a toxic relationship that changed me into someone I barely recognized, and this guy, C, helped me heal through it all. Unfortunately, I took him for granted. I still regret it, and he is now in a healthy relationship, which makes me happy. When I first started university, I developed a small crush on a guy, D, from another department. As the days passed, we got along well and started to like each other, and everything seemed to go smoothly. However, I gradually realized that I was trying to change him into someone I had envisioned. I was attempting to alter everything about him, and I recognized that this was not good for either of us. Therefore, I told him that I did not want to be in a relationship with him, not now, not tomorrow, nor in the future. He obviously took it hard, and I also found it difficult, but I did not show my feelings to anyone. He confided in M about this, and she was empathetic. One day, after a one-on-one conversation with D in which I expressed that there was no future for us, I went to class and broke down, feeling like a terrible person. In the past, whenever I felt this way, C had been by my side, and I missed our friendship, which added to my reasons for crying. I disclosed this to B, and M overheard it, but she misinterpreted it as me still being in love with C and informed D about it. Consequently, D and I had a huge fight because of this, and M inserted herself into the situation, which I had not asked for. Having experienced being in the middle of such conflicts, I knew how it unfolded. Things escalated when M began bragging, saying, "Without me, you would have been lost. If I hadn't asked D to calm down and stay quiet, your life would have been hell," among other comments. I did not appreciate it but chose to remain silent. As months went by, everything settled down, but I started to feel like M was taking charge of everything and being bossy. I confided in K about this and a few other matters, hoping she would keep it to herself. Regrettably, she felt guilty and told M and the others about what I had shared. The next day, when I arrived at university, all 5 of them began bombarding me with questions. I was completely blindsided. It felt like a scene from a movie where numerous police officers interrogate a suspect relentlessly to make them confess. Fortunately, I had a language class, so I used it as an excuse to escape. When I returned to class for the next period, they ignored me as if I had a contagious illness. I did not mind, as I had encountered similar situations before. The following morning, during class, they continued to ignore me, and I was fine with it. Fast forward to Monday morning, Kay asked me what talking behind someone's back meant. I explained that it involves speaking ill of someone or portraying them negatively. According to M, I had spoken behind her back by calling her bossy. However, the reason I did not directly tell her was that I did not want to cause any issues or hurt her. They twisted my words. On Tuesday, I took a leave of absence. When I woke up on Wednesday morning, I saw a message from M on Instagram. I opened it to find her commenting on one of my stories, where one of my online friends posted something about queens shining. M had replied to my story, saying that I am not a queen and that queens do not talk behind their friends' backs and betray them. I responded, explaining that she does not get to tell me I am not a queen, and that simply because I called her bossy does not mean I talked behind her back. Furthermore, my friend mentioned me in her story because she knows me better than M does, and I told M to keep her comments to herself. After this, I got ready and went to class as usual. During break, while I was updating my Samsung tablet, B approached me with Mtik's phone and played a recording of K telling him about my private comments regarding how I disliked Mtik's bossy behavior and her closeness to D. I informed K that I did not care if M and D were close and to let them do whatever they wanted. B asked me if this was true, and I admitted that it was. Chaos ensued. After class, during our free period, I was filling out a leave application form while wearing my AirPods. However, I was not listening to music. I overheard M discussing how well she knew everything about me and what kind of person I am, stating that my other friends, including those from school and online, would also abandon me once they learned the truth about me. The problem with M is that her stories often do not add up. For instance, I wanted to purchase the book, Haunting Adeline, but I was unable to find it. I noticed on her story that she had it, so I asked her if she would lend it to me, just as I have lent her the entire Twisted series. Days went by, and she provided various excuses for forgetting to bring it, claiming that her mother took it out of her bag. Eventually, she said that her father had burned the book because she refused to marry her ex-boyfriend. Even her breakup narrative is inconsistent. Now, I have been taking leaves for a few days due to an important exam. Yesterday evening, I received messages from M and opened them to find her commenting on the stories I had been posting, with remarks on each one. Keep in mind that she unfollowed me days ago, so she must have received those pictures from the other girls in our group who saw my stories. She called me dust and claimed that just because I post certain things on my story, it does not make me pure, along with many other hurtful remarks. She accused me of posting about toxic people and other topics solely for her sake. I calmly pointed out that she was being obsessive and that I did not care if she judged me. She had time to pass judgment while I had none. After some time, she replied, calling me a derogatory name and saying that all I possess is a pretty face and nothing more. I replied that I was grateful to learn that she found me attractive, but I did not care if she thought of me as anything less. She told me that I act nice and shy in front of everyone and accused me of having a disgusting attitude. She also brought up the boys I had crushes on, those silly puppy crushes, and my ex-boyfriend, which was entirely irrelevant to the discussion. I informed her that I do not fantasize about another girl's boyfriend, and I insisted that she stop mentioning my past, as it was unrelated to our conversation. I concluded the conversation by blocking her after some further exchanges where I called her out and reminded her that she had initiated this entire conflict. Additionally, the others exited our group chats on Instagram and WhatsApp. B, J, G, and K side with them. I suppose I am out of the group now. I am seeking unbiased opinions on this situation. Today, B called and asked if I truly agreed with the recording of K confessing everything to M, and I confirmed that I did. She then informed me that M cried the entire day yesterday and did not attend classes today. What should I do? Should I move on, feeling I did the right thing, or should I attempt to mend things? Story 3. My summer job turned into a nightmare. I quit after my boss treated me like a child, my parents ignored my struggles, and my sister had to defend my intelligence. Was I wrong for yelling at my parents and walking away? For context, the time during which this story takes place was when I, 15 male, was 14 years old. My sister had just secured a summer job and invited me to join her, as they often employed individuals my age to train for future summers. I stubbornly accepted, hoping that it might somehow alleviate my social anxiety, which I have experienced for as long as I can remember. During the summer, my sister and I were staying at our grandparents' home in the beach town, where there was a well-known ice cream parlor and casual dining establishment. The summer began normally. I had minimal shifts due to my age, often working 5 to 7 hours before returning home completely exhausted from the social overstimulation. My role there, as I was informed, was to bus tables, scoop ice cream, and deliver orders to customers. I would be dishonest if I claimed that I did not immediately dislike it. However, it was not because it was challenging. Rather, as a 14-year-old boy, I had not seen or spent time with any of my friends all summer. I spent nearly all day in my room when I was not working, and I was grappling with other issues stemming from the loss of a friend. While some of these difficulties were exacerbated by this job, I continued to work, making remarks throughout the summer about how this job was adversely affecting my mental health. Around 60 days into the summer, I realized I was the only 14-year-old on staff not trained to serve ice cream. There were 3 other 14-year-olds, and I was the only one specifically instructed by my boss not to carry out food. To provide additional context, I am not an unintelligent person, socially or academically. Throughout my life, I have participated in honors programs, held leadership positions, taken advanced placement classes, and more. This statement is not intended to brag about my intelligence, but one significant concern I have regarding people is whether they perceive me as intelligent. Not only did my boss consider me lazy, undisciplined, and irresponsible, but she also believed I was unintelligent. None of these perceptions was justified. I rarely made mistakes at work, and when I did, it was usually due to someone else's actions or an unpredictable circumstance. In contrast, I witnessed and heard accounts of other young employees dropping food, ignoring customers, serving incorrect orders, or even causing customers to pay the wrong amount for ice cream. One additional issue I would like to highlight was the constant and repeated requests for phone numbers, Snapchat handles, or other connections from girls my age, as well as inappropriate comments made by older women. When I discussed this with a few of my more amiable colleagues, I was either told it was not a significant concern or, "At least you're not your sister." Although my sister, who was 16 female at the time, loved her job there, she received an all-time high number of inappropriate comments directed toward her at work. While I understood their perspective, my family approached this matter quite differently. Around the 60-day mark of the summer, I began to express to my parents how disrespectful and useless I felt at work, how it was controlling my summer, and how my mental health was at its lowest point. These comments were met with some form of remark about, "You made a commitment," to a job I was never permitted to perform, or, "Don't disappoint your grandparents." I am not saying I do not understand why they said that, but at the time, they truly did not grasp or recognize how I was treated at work and how I felt about it. It was when I finally confided in my sister that I felt disrespected at work that she revealed she had also observed it happening. I was relieved to know I was not being dramatic or biased. This was a genuine issue that seemed to target me. Throughout the summer, people continuously made remarks to me that appeared infantilizing or demeaning, and it was genuinely insulting. My boss had taken the time to get to know my other coworkers so thoroughly that she knew their entire friend groups when they visited, yet she could not engage in casual conversation with me about anything. My final day of work was roughly 80 days into the summer. I was scheduled for 3 consecutive night shifts, and this was the third. I believe it was a Wednesday. As I entered through the back door, clocked in, and began reviewing my shift materials to ensure I was prepared, my boss and about 4 older coworkers, ages 16 to 30, were behind the counter since it was typically slow at that hour. My boss said to me, "My name, I have a game for you." I was already in a poor mood from general exhaustion, but I maintained a facade to avoid conflict. She continued, "I want you to clean as many tables as you can tonight before shift manager's name, or I get to them." So, my job, my only job all summer. One might think that I, a 14-year-old boy with a job who has experience in developmental and cognitive sciences with children, would feel more motivated to perform my duties if you referred to it as a game. At that point, it became increasingly difficult to keep a friendly demeanor, but I was so fed up that I simply told her no. I did not want to play her game. Almost immediately after that, I excused myself to go to the restaurant and sent my mother a brief message stating, "I hate this job. I am quitting the second I get home. I do not care what you have to say about it." For the remainder of my shift, other coworkers kept asking me, in the same tone I would use with the kindergartners I assisted as a classroom aide that year, why I did not want to play the game. That day was one of the only days my parents drove me home because we were not going to my grandparents' house. We were returning to our actual residence for a while. After a few moments of silence, I said something along the lines of, "Please do not make me go back." I do not recall her response, but I ended up going on about a half-hour tirade about all the challenges I faced that summer. I expressed how mistreated I felt, how underestimated I was, and how I had never felt so alone in my life. When I told my parents, they did not even care. These are the same parents who placed me in therapy in the 3rd grade because they thought I was suicidal. Where was the urgency when I was literally talking to them about how I felt? That was essentially it. I ranted and began to cry a bit. When we arrived home, I composed an email to inform them of my resignation. To my further dismay, upon receiving my email, both the shift manager and my boss asked my sister whether I had used ChatGPT to write a simple 5-sentence email because they did not believe I was literate. My sister finally stood up for me and informed them that I was not the lazy, unintelligent individual they assumed I was by explaining that I had been in honors writing programs for as long as I could type. But yes, that is all. So, am I the antagonist for raising my voice at my parents or for quitting? Let me know, I am just curious. Story 4. My 23M girlfriend, 20F, is stopping me from contacting my close friend, 24F, and resents me for disliking that. My 23-year-old male, polyamorous friend, a 24-year-old female, offended my new girlfriend, 20-year-old female, 10 months, by not inviting her to a gathering. My girlfriend has prohibited me from contacting or seeing my friend and blames me for feeling uncomfortable when my friend messages me. I am concerned that my 23-year-old male, girlfriend's 20-year-old female, emotional immaturity will be a continuous issue in our relationship. The dilemma I discuss in this post has persisted for some time, and neither of us has handled it well, but it has reached a point where I feel so distressed that I am contemplating ending the relationship. When I met my girlfriend 10 months ago, I believed she was mature and independent, having undergone some self-improvement following a difficult breakup. Now, I am beginning to doubt whether my initial impression was accurate and whether she is truly the right person for me, even though we love each other deeply and envision spending our lives together. I have a female friend and former coworker, 24-year-old female, whom I have known for several years. I worked with her and attended university with her. She is married, and I am confident that there has never been any desire for anything beyond friendship from either of us. My friend identifies as bisexual and would likely describe herself as polyamorous. She previously had a female partner while she was in a relationship with her boyfriend, now husband, but she is currently only with her husband. My girlfriend holds a strong opposition to polyamory on ethical grounds, so she has never had a favorable impression of my friend for this reason. When I informed her that my friend was polyamorous about 1 month into our relationship, she was horrified and could not believe I would spend time with her. I had previously suggested that the three of us should get together, and my friend was eager to meet my new girlfriend, but understandably, this was not going to happen now. Approximately 2 months into the relationship, my friend sent me a text asking if we could meet up. At this time, she was aware that I had a girlfriend, but did not directly invite her in the message. This genuinely upset my girlfriend. She expressed that she did not want me to see or communicate with my friend ever again. On 2 occasions in recent months, I responded to my friend's texts without consulting my girlfriend, which understandably upset her, as I breached her trust. I apologized, and we moved forward. Last week, my friend messaged me again asking if I would like to hang out. I informed my girlfriend about the message, and she became upset as I anticipated, but I refrained from responding because I knew she would disapprove. In the past few days, my friend reached out again, checking to see if I was okay and expressing her concern. This made my girlfriend even angrier, and she has said some terrible things about her, suggesting that she is selfish and malicious, and even questioning whether I would want to have a sexual relationship with her. From the outset of this issue, I have felt very uncomfortable with how my girlfriend has managed it. She becomes quite defensive and agitated, trying to position me and my friend against her and turning the matter into a conflict. Throughout this process, I have been clear that I am not comfortable ending my friendship over this, but I recognize it might be the best solution because I love my girlfriend and do not want to lose her, so I have come to terms with it. I have a more significant issue with not informing my friend about the situation and ignoring her, which feels entirely wrong to me, but I was willing to accept that to meet my girlfriend's wishes. I am seriously questioning whether this is an irreconcilable issue. I do not know if I can simply terminate a close friendship without explaining to my friend why, yet my girlfriend is not providing any alternatives. If I even suggest reaching out to my girlfriend reacts explosively as she has done in the past. Moreover, whenever my friend messages me or is mentioned for any reason, my girlfriend becomes very hostile toward me, and I sense that she will never be content, despite my efforts to comply with her wishes. My larger concern is that this kind of situation will arise again. My girlfriend is easily offended and emotionally unstable. I can foresee similar occurrences in the future, and I am uncertain whether I should endure the situation for now and see how it unfolds or cut my losses and part ways with her. We have such strong feelings for one another that ending the relationship would be devastating for both of us. Is there anything I can do to resolve this?